Alright, we are back here, and where I left you guys is we had just assembled this, and if you clicked on something you could hold it and make it move all over like crazy. And now we're going to talk about how to turn this in and how to make it kind of a constant animation, and then how to turn something in that shows that it moves. And so first thing we want to do is I want to be able to know that you guys did this and which one's yours, all within the picture that we're about to capture. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create kind of a cool feature here too. And what these links are going to become important in just a second whenever you create an assembly. But first, let's go back over to our data panel and let's double click on the Do Nothing base. And it opens up a new tab you can see up here. So we're back in our base, and what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of add something. So right here on this little surface, I'm going to hit right click and I'm going to create a sketch right there. I'm going to zoom in. And now what I want to do is I want to create some text on that. And so I'm going to put it right there. So I have my window, my sample text. I'm going to put my last name. I want to do all caps because I'm goofy like that. So I've got Grady. I can choose my font. If you want to get crazy with your font, you can. What I'm going to do is maybe like a big old one like that. Now it's a little too big. And so let's go to height here. And let's change that to 7. And then tab down, you can see what it looks like. Maybe I can do 8 and get away with that. 8 looks pretty good. I'm going to go to 9 actually. And what happens if I do some character spacing? You can see it starts to spread the letters out a little bit. Let's go to 5 so it looks more gradual. I'm even going to go to 10. There we go. Kind of spaces though. You can do whatever you want, have fun with it. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to then spin this on an angle. Alright, and there's the text that I want. And now I can grab it and I can even move it. If I was really worried about getting it centered, I could put some dimensions to it, but I'm not. I just want to get it close. And I'm good with that right there. I can hit Finish Sketch. And let's go back up here. And you can see that I kind of got it looking right at me, which is what I wanted. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude that down. It's already selected. And I want to cut. And I don't have to cut very deep. I'm definitely not going to go 10 millimeters. Let's go -1 and see what that looks like. We'll change it to 2. I think I can live with that right there. We're going to cut that out. And now I've got kind of this scratch, right? This text that's been extruded into it, push-pulled down so that we can see that. And what's beautiful now is if I hit save right here, okay, and hit text added. So I'm going to go back to this right here. And now if I click right up there, right, what it did is it then updated my model because there was a save. And so now I have kind of this watermark, if you will, engraved into my base, which is what I want you guys to do. So pause right now if you need to and engrave your name somewhere on this base that we can then see so that we know whose is whose. Right? If you want to go back to any of your parts like this and change your colors. So right now, obviously, this one looks very similar to like my slider. If I want to, change the appearance of that, I can do that. Bring my appearances up. Let's open up paint. Metal flake, sure. I don't like black. It kind of disappears when we go to black. I don't have anything that's this yellow though. So let's bring yellow over. Okay, it didn't work because it's not downloaded. So I'm going to click that right now and it's going to download. And this might take a second to download, and some of your materials will do that also. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll come back to you when this downloads. Okay, we're downloaded now, and so here's our color. So it just makes it look a little bit more stand out, right? And so let's go ahead and save this. Color added. And now we can close that out. Hit this button again to update this. And so now we have kind of some nice unique colors with how all this is going to play together. Okay, so now what we need to discuss is how to make this all animate. So let's go up here. Our joints are open still. And if I hit this, right click it, we've got some options that pop up. What we want to do is say, let's try animate joint. And what you see is it kind of goes into this animation that shows you how far this thing can slide, the direction it goes. And if I hit escape on my keyboard, it takes me out of that. And you could play around with all these. And then if you hit animate joint relationships, well, then it kind of makes everything work together. It just goes back and forth and back and forth. And that's okay, but what we want to do is have this thing kind of spin around. So let's try one of these revs down here, which means that was the revolute joint. And so if I go down to animate joint, you can see it just spins, hit escape, gets me out of that. And then if I right click on that and hit animate joint relationships, this is what we want. Look at it go. So what does it do? I have no idea. It spins around, all these things slide together, kind of neat. We call it the do nothing machine. And from this view, you can change your view of it. Right, I can zoom in, get a nice look at it. And so what we want to do to turn this assignment in now is we want to not just do a screenshot that's going to show it stationary. We want to show it moving. And so we're going to create a I don't know how you say it, GIF or GIF file of this moving. And so we're going to let this keep rolling. And we're going to open up a Google Chrome tab, a new one. Right? And what you guys are going to then type in is gifcap.dev. gifcap.dev. Hit enter, and here's a way to start creating a GIF. So I'm going to hit start recording. You guys won't have two screens like I do at my computer. What we're going to do is we're going to go to Window, and we want to select any window that you have open. I got a lot of windows open right now. Select your Fusion window and hit share. As soon as I hit share, it's going to start recording that window. So right now it's recording this window, my face down here, this thing moving, all of that. And we don't need much. So let's go down here and then hit stop sharing. We don't need a huge recording. We just need to see it move a little bit. And let's go back. So this is now what GIFcap captured. And if you see, I can trim it by moving this stuff around. It's already, pretty short. But if you want to slide this around, if yours was really long, you can slide these around. What I always try to do is kind of play around and make it look like it's moving continuously. I'm going to take it down, make it look pretty small. It's bouncing around. You can see there's like a jump at the end of it. I always tinker to try to make it look like it's going smooth around. A full revolution, so there's the green coming back around. There we go, pretty good. And then there's one more thing we can do on this. So if you move your mouse over the screen, see it's a little plus sign? We can actually then crop just a specific amount of that. And so I'm going to drag just a window over my do nothing machine moving. And then I'm going to hit let go. And then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click render. And when I did that, it cropped only what I selected. And mine's just 5 seconds. And it shows it kind of moving around pretty good, does a couple revolutions, and it's going to look like it moves forever. So you can play around with that, do whatever you want. When you get it how you want it to be, then what you want to do is come down here to download. Yours will probably just send a file named something like this to your downloads. Mine, as always, asks me what I want to save it as, so you may want to go to your, I'll just do that, how about this? I'll put it in downloads like yours, and I'll let it save that way. And then what I want to do is open up a screen, a file explorer screen, go to downloads, and there's mine, and I'm going to rename mine at this point. Rename, and let's say Grady, do nothing, GIFcap. And then that's what you want to turn in for your Google Classroom assignment. And you got a nice little GIF. It will look really cool when it gets into Classroom. It'll keep moving like this. And you can go back to your Fusion and escape out of it and let it stop now. And that is how we're going to create a GIF that shows this movement. You've got a watermark in it. Have fun. Make the text however you want. You can write in all of these on the side of it. As long as I can see your name, that's what's most important in the GIF. All right, have fun.